All right. So, besides being a master astrologer and business strategist, Kim is also the creator of the Living Your Soul mission, mapping system that combines ancient feminine wisdom, astrology, and her 25 years of C-suite experience to help business leaders become rich and powerful, make big impact, and leave their legacies. Kim uses the stars and strategy to clear the pathway to your success so you fulfill your soul destiny. And Kim's a pretty big star herself, as she's led over 150 corporate executives, over 425 high performing entrepreneurs, overseen 65 plus million in sales, and influenced over 300,000 team members. She has been named one of the top female entrepreneurs disrupting the business world in 2022 by Entrepreneur Magazine. Kim's also been featured in Yahoo, Forbes, Inc., Entrepreneur, ABC, CBS, NBC, USA Today, Reader's Digest, Fox News, Market Watch, and Digital Journal. And probably a few more since that bio has been written. So please give a warm welcome for our featured presenter, Kim Woods.
Thank you so much, Colleen. I am going to go ahead and jump right in. I have a presentation that I'll go ahead and share my screen, and then we can follow along. I find it to be super grounding, which will be super helpful. And I just have to hit present here. And we will dive right in. We're going to have so much fun today. We are going to be talking about all the things that Colleen said, but we're going to be doing it in hopefully a super fun way. And if you know astrology, that's wonderful. If you don't know astrology, that's okay too. But what I want to do is I want to get everybody grounded. I want people to take the transition from whatever they've been doing today and just take a moment and just gather yourself. So the sun is in Virgo today, and what that means, it's super earthy, it's super grounding. She may have been driving you a little bit crazy with your mind, so I'd like to do a little bit of mind clearing. The moon is in Sagittarius, super fun, super vibrant, super connecting. So we can lean more into that energy. So if you don't have to close your eyes, we're just going to do a little mini temperature take of your body. Let's just take a few breaths, let your mind settle down, and let your body and heart catch up. So just do a beautiful inhale and an exhale, and just let your mind get clear. You're just in this moment for yourself. You're just here to receive whatever information is going to spark your interest or delight or surprise you. You're here to just think about and feel and lean into some energy that you may have been aware of, but maybe not aware of. So we're going to just allow that power to come in, and you can almost strap it on like a jetpack and help it propel you through your days and your weeks and your months and your years. So take a nice deep breath. Let's go talk about the stars. Let's have some fun. Let's learn some things. So we're going to talk about astrology and business. We're going to take a quiz, actually. What? Live. We're going to take a 12-question quiz. It's going to be awesome sauce. It's your star map to success. Now, 21,000 people have taken it already. I know that there's at least 1 or 2 people in the room that's already taken it. If you've taken it, you can chill during those 2 or 3 minutes. But if not, we'll go ahead and set some time for that. And by that information, the results, we're going to give you the Q4 outlook. We're going to give you the Q1 outlook, and we're going to go through your money signatures. What? Wow. Yeah, it's going to be awesome sauce. And of course, we'll have time left for Q&A. And it's a nice small group, so we'll be able to get into that. So here's the deal, astrology. You're going to notice a scroll at the bottom. There are tons of famous people throughout history. Like Hippocrates said, if a medical doctor doesn't use astrology, why bother? That's pretty fascinating, right? Carl Jung based his archetypes analysis on that, which Myers-Briggs is based on, and over 51 million people have taken that assessment. So astrology is out there. I will tell you, it is becoming more and more popular. The trending is Fast Company talks about the Gen Zs, and they talk about companies, and they say that companies are using astrology to match people on teams and to figure out where people, should be in the company positionally and whatever. I find that super fascinating, but I'm an astrologer, so of course I find that fascinating. So what's the deal with astrology? you have many layers of it, which most people, if they're, you're in the room, so you're interested in this. Most people use it for forecasting. When is something going to happen? What is going on? When's a good time to launch? When's a good time to take a vacation? What are the cycles? How am I going to set my strategy for the year? I do this. I do annual forecasting. I do monthly forecasting, quarterly forecasting, weekly forecasting. Make it all available to you. I will give you insight into how to find all those things. It's wonderful to use that way. And I will tell you, it's just a small layer. So this is where I use it combined with strategy, and I use it combined with ancient feminine wisdom, so we can get so much more energy, power. I talked about the jetpack, when we're doing that quick little ritual. The stars can actually help you remove blocks, can help you manifest your desires. It can be an energetic source for you when you're feeling depleted. It can be a calming factor for you if you're feeling stressed. And the forecast information may give that to you, but it may not. So that's what I like to do. I like to bring it down to that level for people, especially, clients and whatnot. When you get to that third layer where it's your personal GPS system, if you work with me in my high-end work, either in a small group program or one-on-one, I walk into the stars the minute that you're born, and I channel the voice of your soul. There is so much information. It is never ending. And how can it help you in business? Well, it can help you with, yes, those decision makings, and yes, clearing your blocks, of course, but it really aligns you with your soul mission. So you have so much more satisfaction and fulfillment. You can bring in joy, or you can bring in pleasure, or you can bring in satisfaction and ease or freedom, whatever it is that is in your star signature. That's what you're going to want to be aligning with, because that's when the opportunity and the universe comes to meet you. This is like taking the law of attraction and going, right? So I just wanted to just start there, because people don't realize. I think I applaud everybody for being in the room, right? And it's like, oh my goodness, we're going to be using the stars. And using the stars, there's so much more to it. So I just wanted to illuminate that for you. And so we're going to dive right in. What? Okay, so 2023, top of the year, I do a forecast. I'll be doing one for 2024 just in a few months. And so I always associate it with a movie, because people remember movies. And I use a word because people remember words. And then I always pick 2 or 3 questions, because astrology is about opportunity. It's about possibility and potential. And so if you're looking at it for answers, that's great. You'll get some, but the magic is in the questions. So Jerry Maguire, I'm sure we can kind of sort of remember. Really probably nothing else about the movie except for show me the money, or the human head weighs 8 pounds, right? So, but the show me the money is really the important one, right? So when I did the top of the year forecast, everybody dove right into the show me the money. And I said, and it happens when you're aligned to you. When you are aligned to you, that's when the money flow will come, because there was so much power. We're 3/4 of the way through the year right now. So much power. You can just take a gander like over the last handful of months, and have you felt that power? Have you felt it infused? It's been infused with love, and it's been infused with success. Now, people literally might think, well, I'm just going to hand this to you. The stars conspire for you to walk into that. So there may have been wrangles for you to get there, but these were the intentions. I will give you a sneak peek. I haven't said this yet. Next year, collaboration. So it's going to be really interesting. All the questions haven't totally come yet, but the questions are, if you think about the last three quarters, and you're looking at going to the fourth quarter, and you're saying, I want to take the advantage of this. I'm going to go through what the energies are going to do in the fourth quarter. That's great. But if you take these in with you and you say, okay, what does success mean to me? I can't tell you how many people that I run into in groups like this, and in connection calls and whatever, that say, wow, I was so surprised what I thought at the beginning of the year and where I am now has been a pivot. I have a whole group that's filled with like 10, 12 people that it's like, oh, we're in a pivot. Yeah, because people were saying, you know what, this didn't really taste like I wanted it to taste. And then how do you use your power? That's going to be another theme that carries through to next year. And then the whole love energy is exactly the same. Money and love, wealth, power, like energy is the same. So that's why the alignment of that really, really helps. So what's Q4 all about? we're 3/4 of the way through September, but it's a sifting. I'm choosing. I'm really getting discerning. I'm really, really, making sure that these are the things I want to carry forward. Great. That's the perfect way to use September. Now in October, we have an eclipse. The annular solar eclipse is on the 14th. The lunar eclipse is on the 28th. Associated with a new and full moon. We have 2 ecliptic pairs every year. This one, though, annular, it's literally the ring of love. That feminine energy coming forth, and I don't mean female, feminine energy. So there's this beautiful, gorgeous fluidity of connection. There's a wondrous ability to tap into unlimited resource. And so we want to be able to know how to use that. And this is a great time to start determining what it means for us. November, doesn't that feel good? Personal triumph, right? That feels awesome sauce. And then for December, it's a stay steady. Why? We've got another Mercury retrograde just let his hooks off of us last Friday, right? And here he comes again, middle of December. It's fine. So he's the one that technology, communication, travel. Look, it's over the holidays. It's just the way it is. That's really the only reason why December is just stay steady. It's going to be aggravating. Mercury aggravates us. And that's the way it is. I'm calling Q4 the Great Gathering. It is a wonderful time to gather your energy. It is a fabulous time to block and tackle and to start fitting things in because there's massive momentum in Q1 of next year. So this is the first layer. Here we are. We're at the first layer. We just got a glimpse of, just a little retrospective of 2023. And we can make that kind of, situational awareness about okay, here I am. Yeah. And then overarching theme. Then how can I take advantage of Q4? If you're saying to yourself, you know what? I'm good. I'm out. This is that first layer. You can catch me on LinkedIn every single Monday morning, and I will give you a 30-second forecast. And I almost never mention the word planet. What? Yes, I just say, hey, this week is a really good week for clarity. Tuesday was a little confusing, but as this week goes on, it just keeps getting better and better. That was this week's. I think it was 24 seconds long. I have gotten feedback from people that I adore. Annoyingly accurate was one of my favorite ones. This woman has been following astrologers for 25 years. And she said, I used to do all this machination and see who I could follow and all the things. And she's like, I have been following you for weeks, and every single week it's fine. She sent it out to her group. She's now using it in her own business. Annoyingly accurate. Favorite of all time. So you can stop there and you can say, great, I am good. Or you can say, you know what? I really want to know about that next layer. I really want to get into that power and look at resource and really be able to manifest. And so this is what I compare it to. Knowing the forecast and following the stars from a planning perspective is like driving a Vespa in a Formula One race. And why do I say that, right? If you don't know astrology at all, you might be perfectly satisfied to stand and watch a Formula One race and be like, that's fine. But if you're part of LeadHERship Global, or you are doing groups and you are looking to grow and you're looking to expand, most likely you want to be in the race, right? And I think life is like that Formula One race, going way too fast and filled with twists and turns. And I think we'd all want to be in the right vehicle. So when I talk about that next layer, I'm talking about giving you a Formula One car, because you want to be in the Formula One race with the Formula One car. So when we go to the second level, we're going to be looking for this signature that you have, and it's basically assessing how you are knowing, liking, and trusting yourself. It's assessing how you are aligned with your soul mission. Guess what? The quiz, I'm going to have there's a QR code here. Oh, no, not yet. Okay, sorry. There's the next slide. There's a QR code on the next slide. So just wait for it. So this one is, you might be thinking, why don't you just do things by the zodiac signs? I'm a Cancer. I'm a Leo. Why don't you do that? I refuse to do that, because guess what? It doesn't give you it doesn't give you accurate information. It really doesn't give you accurate information. And why? So I have a client her sun is in Virgo. So Virgo is very detail oriented, very, very analytical, very questioning, very, I'm going to say it, very doubting. And yet she's got this gorgeous Leo moon. She's very creative. She's very much, in the space of being able to align with trends and being able to create beautiful design and gorgeous things. If she were to look at the forecast for Virgo sun, she would be missing all of her power, because when I can look at her, she took the quiz, she's a creative superstar. When I can speak to her about what the creative superstar is doing and wants to do, I am speaking to her Leo moon, and that is something she identifies with through the quiz, but the horoscope doesn't. So way different. Right now, she is a hairstylist, and her pivot is she's doing creative kitchen. She's doing these beautiful creative kitchen classes, and she's creating a whole new business for herself. Another one, I have a client, a book publisher, her son's in Leo. So she'd be really fiery and really gregarious and whatever. No, she took the quiz. She identified as a wise strategist, very linear, very much a planner, very logical. If I spoke to her in the online space as a wise strategist, she identifies with it. She can accept it. If she reads Leo, doesn't even identify at all. Me, I'm a Capricorn. That means really questing, really wanting to go for the gold kind of way. Very serious. Doesn't want to be distracted at all. Really wants to just get to the summit. If I read Capricorn, I'm like, I'm an intuitive visionary. I can out Katie Nelson. She's an intuitive visionary as well. Intuitive visionary. We can get super distracted. We love shiny objects. We like the yes to the yes to the yes. Bold. We sometimes get over our skis. When I do things around intuitive visionary, I'm like, yes, absolutely. That Capricorn would never take the risks that I take. So I'm just making these 3 examples so that you can tell, yes, the sun is really important. Your sun sign is really important. But the reason why you read horoscopes and they don't jive with you is because there's so many other things going on. They're doing you a disservice, which now let's hope here comes the QR code. Boom, da-da-dum-dum-dum. Okay, so there's 3 ways to take the quiz. You can scan the code if you want to, or you can literally type in yourstarmaptosuccess.com, or I have the link in the chat that I can just put this link in. Let me just get the chat over here. I have it. I had it at the top. So you
I can drop that website in there for you, Kim.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yep.
It's 12 questions. You're going to see a screen like this. You can just say, get started. Okay, is everybody about finished? Do you want to pop in your results in the chat? It's always wildly interesting to me. Nice. Yes, I can see that, Colleen. Yes, when I go into PR groups, the majority of people are ruling warriors. When I go into intuitive groups, the majority of people are wise strategists. When I go into book publishing groups, it's interesting. There's a mix. When I go into direct sales groups, the majority of people are collaborative explorers. It's just fascinating to me just to see the different populations around. I do have a pie chart of what, again, 21,000 people have taken this about. So if everybody's good, I'm just going to go ahead and go to the next slide. So you can see what the makeup is of people. So the majority of people are wise strategists, but the second most common is loving alchemists. And then the third most is collaborative explorers. And that's been over 3.5 years. And that's across all different industries and all different, landscapes of geography and of types of businesses and whatever. So I just find it interesting. The lowest two are ruling warrior and intuitive visionary. Well, ruling warriors don't stop for anything. If you can't do something in 2 minutes or less, they're like out. So I'd imagine both of them, most of them pop out. And same thing, intuitive visionary. It's like, I'm kind of bored. I'm on question 3. I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. So that's why we feel like, because when I look at my client roster, I have a lot of ruling warriors and a lot of intuitive visionaries. So clearly they're just like, let me just hop on a call. I got to get on with this. So, okay. So here we are. So what's going to happen? So yes, I have your email if you took the quiz. These are the results you're going to get after an hour, right? So I wait until we've done the presentation. So this is your star map. We're going to look at your brilliance. We're going to look at your impact. We're going to look at your prosperity. And you get this beautifully. You can literally download it and you can have it at the ready. We did the same thing with the Q4 and the Q1 forecast. So you can just literally, grab them from that email and go ahead. You'll get invitations to star events. You will get your money signatures that placards look just like this. And then you will get invitation into knowing how to clear your pathway to success, which includes an 11-page report and a lot more from a diagnostic perspective. So you will want to whitelist the Kim at Kim Woods name because you're going to want to get all these goodies. So just wanted to give you a heads up because especially wise strategists, you want to know what's coming. So I want to honor that with you. So let's dive in. These are Q4, right? So what do you want to do by signature, right? So your wise strategist, you're going to want to really fortify your position because Q1 is going to be a rocket launcher starting in mid-January. And if you're not situated, you are going to have a terrible time just energetically. You're just not going to like it, right? So really get yourself positioned well. Now, for intuitive visionaries, I would say really get into the mode and the practice of that collaboration and connection if it's something that you're not already really good at, right? So I know Katie's really good at that. I know a lot of intuitive visionaries that actually don't do the follow through. So getting your ability to say, oh, yes, if I said I was going to return the call, I'm going to set up a system, make sure that reminds me to go ahead and do that. You're going to want to do that because you're going to want to ride the wave of opportunity connection in Q1. Collaborative explorers, really great time to do a lot of research. So if you are thinking, gee, do I want to join this speaker series or do I want to join this other group or do I want to get to know the people in LeadHERship Global? Excellent time to do it now because honestly, the Collaborative Explorer's superpower is the theme of next year. Ruling warriors, in case anybody watches this in the future, you're going to want to review the buying trends because you do have great offerings, but a lot of time I love ruling warriors. They're like, yeah, I'm doing it my way. I'm good. Yeah, that's great, but you're going to miss out on opportunities if you keep it that way. Creative superstars, you have the ability to really create some sexy vibes going forward where people are intoxicated with you in the best possible way. A lot of times creative superstars don't do the tie-offs, a little bit like the same thing with intuitive visionaries, but for different reasons. So make sure you have an executable plan. And then loving alchemist, time to create your own stage. If you haven't created your own stage yet, now's the time to do it. So that's Q4, getting you ready for Q1 of next year. And can you see how this is so much more informative than it was great to know personal triumph in November, and it was great to know state study in December, but these are way more informative. So as I said, next year, between middle of January and honestly, the end of March, it is let's go. And so, wise strategist, you're going to be like holding onto your hat. You want it and you're leaning in, but you're going to be like halfway through, you're going to be like, just try to set yourself up for I don't know if it's like a cheerleading squad or if it's like a beautiful self-care system because you want to strap in because you're going to have a lot of growth. Intuitive visionaries, you want to be super clear. A lot of times intuitive visionaries just want to do all the things. It's like the shiny object syndrome. You're just going to miss out on opportunities. Your growth will be fine. Your sales will be great, but why make it harder for yourself? Collaborative explorers, they don't often, this is the quintessential people pleaser. They don't often put themselves in the center. Next year's your year, period, end. Ruling warriors, yes, sell in Q1. I will be honest with you. If a ruling warrior, what I said, I just did a live recently, and what I said to ruling warriors was, you know what? Really reach back to leap forward. Look at your alumni, look at your current clients. There's a lot of situational launching and leverage for you that you want to take advantage of. Creative superstars, they leave a lot of money on the table. They don't make the offer, they forget to do that. So you're going to want to make sure, if you're a creative superstar, to not have that happen, because again, there's opportunities for everybody. So you want to be able to make sure, no matter what your signature is, that you're able to take advantage of it. And then the Loving Alchemist, once you've launched your stage, you're going to see, Loving Alchemists don't see explosive growth from a numbers perspective. They see a deepening and they see a loyalty growth. And so beautiful. Clients stay with Loving Alchemists for almost forever. Okay. So this is that second layer, right? This is that layer that we just looked at your signature. You now have a Formula One car. You're now in the race in that beautiful way. And so on YouTube, I actually do a 3-minute forecast on Mondays, because every single week I will give you tips based on your signature. And so that's great. And it does take 3 minutes, because yes, I talk really fast, but I haven't really been able to get it below that. So if you want to be able to go to that layer where you are getting those beautiful tips every single week, you're going to just head over to YouTube. And I do have an offering that I have that is a little bit crazy, in that you get star map events for big events. Next year, there are 8 of them, and you get an all access pass. And I'll be honest with you, the pricing is stupid. I have it offered right now for $297. It's ridiculous. If you want to win the Formula One race, you might want to look at that. And I did set up another URL. It's getmystarboost.com. So you might want to check that out. Okay. Layer 3. Now, this is the work that if you come into the container, or you go into someone else's container that is that luscious, I not only know what the stars are doing, but I can walk into your stars and I can channel the voice of your soul, and I can download all the healing codes and all the discovery methods. That is your personal GPS system. So I'm just telling you this so you can understand the richness of astrology and what it can do for you. So I've got a client, I can name 1,000 clients, but I have a client right now that literally yesterday we were talking, and she has a beautiful cafe in Australia. We did the whole build out together. She was doing it during COVID. Talk about supply chain issues. Like, she stayed open when 4 businesses this week just closed, 4 restaurants in her area. They had floods, they had all the things. We were so aligned with her soul. She has an unbelievable executive chef team. She is growing. She just won a business award, just got recognized last Saturday. Super great. We are talking to a $3 billion fund, BizDev Group, and they are going to have her be on the board, and they are going to have her use this restaurant as a proof and concept model. These are the types of things that happen when you are using astrology at the level that it is your unique signature, and you're looking at the star signatures in the sky, and you are knowing how to navigate through that, and you are knowing how to remove your blocks. So beautiful, beautiful stuff. This is why I do this and don't do regular, business strategy or regular astrology. Colleen said this quote at the top of the presentation. JP Morgan, we know he was no slouch when it came to money, right? So, he used astrology, and it would be surprising that I would love to know, like, how there's movies where you can go back to the Wayback Machine and say, if this didn't happen, then I would love to know what JP Morgan's success rate would have been if he didn't use astrology. That would have been fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. And someone told me that Steve Jobs used astrology, but I don't know. I didn't look that up, but I wouldn't be surprised. That would be kind of fascinating. Okay. Money. We just mentioned JP Morgan, right? Money, money, money. Let's go money, right? Okay. So I'm out of the forecast range right now. And because the reason why I want to do this is because I can't walk into each one of your stars. You know what I mean? Like that's not going to happen today. But I can give you more information based on you that is not based on the time, not based on the forecast. So, wise strategists and money. I love you, wise strategists, but you're leaving money on the table, my friends, because of the risk adversity, right? So it's wonderful. Your profits, you love to know what comes in and what comes out. Oh my God, that is a superpower. And yes to the yes on that. We intuitive visionaries could use a little bit more of that, right? So everybody has a power that's a superpower, and everybody has this is what you can shore up. So I want to go through both. Money's energy is shifting. It already has shifted. It used to be a very earthy energy. It was playful and that was fun, but we could understand it because we're earthly, right? Like, and we could associate with it. Now it's moved through air and it's moved into the advanced technology realm. So it is not easily understood. Wise strategists, what worked for you in the past, you have a lot of earthly, that linear energy, you are going to have the greatest stretch. So you're going to want to open yourself up to be a little bit more playful. You're going to want to push yourself a little bit because money right now is super edgy and it is super etheric. Have you noticed? It's kind of like, it's kind of like wispy a little bit. Well, we want to dial this in because we want to get you your money. Like yes to the yes on that. Intuitive visionaries are more in line with that advanced technology money. So that feels really good, but we spend it just as fast as we make it, and sometimes we spend it before we make it. So maybe not so much with that, right? But you know what, Katie, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking money finally caught up with us. So I think we're going to be fine. Okay. Collaborative explorers. I adore collaborative explorers. I can't tell you how many clients I have that are collaborative explorers that they're like, I don't have any money, but I don't like to talk about money, all the things. They have money. They have so much money. It's like in hidden places. So collaborative explorers, when they take the time and really look around and look around at the abundance, they create so much abundance. It's crazy. They just overlook it. And so if you're doing that, then you're not really recognizing your money channels. So you're going to want to go ahead and do that. And when you set your intentions, if you're setting intentions based on, oh my goodness, money doesn't really work for me. Oh my goodness, I don't really have money. Your intentions are totally different than like, wow, I've got a lot of abundance. I'm going to show appreciation for this. And then therefore there's more appreciation. It's just a cyclic effect. It's like a ripple effect. Okay. So now ruling warriors, money is a quest for you. No harm, no foul, no shame in that. I love money. We can love money. Even if we've been brought up not knowing that, we can actually do that. What happens to ruling warriors, though, they look for that quick sell. And so they can be sometimes transactional in the relationship. Ruling warriors, you want to turn your antenna up when somebody's coming to you and you are just like, here's the sale, you might miss out on the bigger relationship. You might miss out on the bigger opportunity. They may have done things. I just did this presentation last week in another group. Ruling warrior was there. I didn't out her, but I actually was her client. I did a VIP, very high-end VIP day. She left me. She delivered and left. I would have given her so many clients through word of mouth, and I would have done more work with her if she didn't do that. She got $10,000 for a day. She would have gotten 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. And even in that presentation, I would have been like, oh, you were great. I didn't say anything. I wasn't going to out her, but I didn't say anything. That's an example of that. Okay. Creative superstars. We talked about the fact that you do leave money on the table, but in a different way. Creative superstars are the influencers. The creative superstars are the Pied Pipers. People are just captivated. And honestly, a creative superstar could sell sneakers one day, crystals another day, and like advanced technology in some sort of system, AI, the next day. And people will be like, why did you buy that from Sarah? I don't know. I just bought it. Sarah said it was great. But creative superstars very often forget to make the offer. And I had 3 creative superstars in that group, and every single one of them were nodding last week, like, yeah. And one of them teaches sales. She's like, I tell everybody else to do it, and then I don't do it. Loving alchemists, absolute powerhouses with money. Loving alchemists, money creators, top and bottom line, great. Wealth creators, so amazingly great. When loving alchemists are not aligned with their energy, they actually repel money. It comes in, and it doesn't come in and then be spent. It's like that client thought they were going to, no, they're not going to come in. Or the client was going to be there for 12 months, but was only there for 9 months. This is something that loving alchemists, when they're not aligned with their own energy, that's what happens. So just knowing that is super helpful, right? And to be able to just clear that.